Hello and welcome to Every Menu Has a Story at Osprey Village. This month is all about courage. I'm here with Miss Knoll, who was on a cruise ship and it got attacked by Somalian pirates. So Miss Knoll, tell me, what made you want to take a cruise in the first place?
Well, we love cruising and have been most everywhere in the world. And this one just seemed to fill a blank, that we hadn't been down the Red Sea or hadn't been to Africa, the East Coast. We just took cruises all the time.
Very, very well traveled.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
And this was one place we hadn't been, so we thought it would be fun.
Very good.
It was a 51-day cruise, so it was a biggie.
So how old were you when you took this cruise?
Well, my husband was 90 and I was 80.
That's very good.
And we were very active. We still liked to cruise all the time. Clyde was perfectly able to do anything like that.
Very good. It's great to be well traveled like that. I wish I could be. So in this story, so what happened? How did this all take place with the pirates?
Well, we didn't know anything about pirates when we took the cruise, but I have to say, after all this ended, two of the passengers were a mother and daughter. And the mother told us that the dad and family said, "You're crazy to take this cruise because you're going to run into pirates." You know, we thought going down through the Suez Canal would be very interesting, and the Red Sea, and it was.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So tell me a little bit more about the morning this all took place.
Well, that morning we were in bed. It all happened early in the morning. I believe it was about 10:06 that we were awakened by the captain's calling over the PA system to stay in your rooms, stay in your rooms.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear gentlemen, all ships stay inside, stay inside, stay inside. We are trying to stay run away from them now. Stay inside, everybody. This is a real alarm. Please stay inside.
Both of us got up immediately and got dressed, figuring we might have to abandon ship. And so we got dressed, and by that time the captain was telling us to go down to the restaurant, which was on the lowest deck. This was a small ship, 200 passengers, Seaboard Spirit. We were wondering, should we take our life jackets or just what? Nobody was telling us what to do. So we got outside in the passageway to go downstairs to the dining room, which was 2 decks below ours. And we were all told to get in the middle of the dining room and stay away from the windows, because of course now we were almost level with those little boats, which were only about 25 feet long. They were like dories. And as we found out later, we didn't know what we were getting attacked by at that time. While we were down there, we heard all kinds of shooting going on, and it got very scary. And people were on their knees praying. Others were, crying. There was a lot of frightened people there.
Very dramatic.
It was very dramatic. And the captain kept trying to reassure us, we're handling this, don't worry about it, we've got it under control. But later we found out he really didn't. He told us after it was all over, we were out there alone. What he did, we had these LRADs, long distance acoustic devices that shrieked, apparently really burning your eardrums, that were, shot at them. And that's all we had. We had no armory of any
weapons.
kind, no weapons. Cruise ships were not allowed to have them. And we also had hoses.
Water cannons kind of thing.
Yes, exactly, water cannons. That was about it. We had those 2 things. And we had a lot of brave staff that were out there trying to get rid of these little guys.
Absolutely.
Little boats. I think there were 5 boats. They were shooting grenades, and they managed to get the observation deck where Clyde and I would have been up having breakfast probably an hour later. That's where we usually went up and had our breakfast. And that window was completely blown out. And we realized how lucky we were that we slept a little later than usual. We were heading into Mombasa on the African coast because that was the end of this segment of the cruise. And the people that were getting off were going on safari in Africa. They never got off in Mombasa. We went right down to these beautiful islands called the Seychelles. We were supposed to take a tour of the island. And for some reason, they did not let us know when it was starting, and we missed it. So I went running to the cruise director and said, hey, we were supposed to be on that. And he said, don't worry, we will get you on that tour. He said, I have 2 other people that missed it. I've got a van, and the 4 of you can go on your own private little tour.
Sounds like a much better tour anyway.
Yes.
Right? Absolutely.
Yes. Drove up to an overview of a beautiful view of the harbor. We were walking around. A couple of kind of seedy looking guys walked up to us and wanted to take our picture. And of course, Clyde and I have been accosted many times with photographers wanting to take your picture to sell you, you know. And so we said, no pictures, no pictures. And the guy pulls out this credential around his neck and said, I'm from CNN. 1 hour, you'll be on CNN. And I said, you know, I thought he was joking. He wasn't. And he started interviewing me, and he started interviewing the South American couple. And between the 4 of us, we got notoriety for having been on this pirate cruise. And when he said, this is not a drill, I thought, oh boy, we're going to have to abandon ship, it's on fire.
Can you tell us?
But we had a wonderful captain, and he knew exactly what to do. And he got us out of harm's way.
How did you feel when it happened to the Somalis?
Very scary.
Frightened.
In the Indian Ocean.
Nothing will keep us from cruising. We cruise very frequently.
So actually the whole thing really only lasted, I would say, an hour. I mean, enough to really frighten people very badly.
Absolutely. So, would you ever go on a cruise again?
Oh, we went on many cruises after that. That didn't deter us.
That's
No.
great. That's fantastic. And thank you, and enjoy every menu has a story.